Okay, let's go ahead and work on argument 2. If you want to, you could try this one on your own, looking at your notes for reformatting. We did not have an instance in argument 1 where we could employ uniform language, but we could in argument 2. You may want to pause this video and then try on your own. I recommend you use pencil so you can correct mistakes. And by the way, be cool with making mistakes. Don't not try because you might make a mistake. Actually, trying and making a mistake is very educational because you'll learn where your misunderstanding and confusion lies if you have any. So mistakes are great to make so long as they're based on a true effort, based on true engagement with the lessons. Okay. In fact, a valuable lesson in life is don't be afraid to try something because you might make a mistake, because our mistakes can teach us invaluable lessons. You've probably heard something like that before. I'm sure the thought is not original to me, but the way I've expressed it organically in this moment is original to me. All right, so let's go ahead and remember that we're going to start with a premise. Premise 1. So where is the first premise in our argument? In this case, it happens to be statement 1, and we're going to write, we have a duty to be helpful. Premise 2, wearing a mask helps people by making it less likely someone passes it on. Oh, passes, not it. See, and now I'm making it more fuzzy. That was a great mistake for me to make. Instead of saying COVID-19, I was saying it. If I replace COVID-19 with it, that makes the thought less clear. And when we're reformatting an argument and clarifying it, it's supposed to be more clear. So I need to make sure I use COVID-19 from one person to the next. Okay? Now notice, statement 1 was premise 1, right? But then premise 2 was not statement 2. Premise 2 was what? Statement 3. So in simple arguments, remember when we are reformatting, we're going to list all of the premises first and then the conclusion. So that's an important qualification to something I said earlier. So conclusion, we have a duty to wear a mask. All right, so let's see. Is there any uniform language that can be employed here? We have a duty to be helpful. Wearing a mask helps people by making it less likely someone passes COVID-19 from one person to the next. You could say one person to the next person, but we don't have to be that extreme. We've already got the word person and to the next is in the same sentence. We have a duty to wear a mask. No instances where we can apply uniform language here, or even should. All right, let's work on one more argument in this video, and it's going to be argument 3. So argument 3, again, pause the video and try this on your own. So P1 happens to be statement 1. Masks do nothing to slow down, don't add words. So I wanted to add down, but that's not what they said. They just said nothing to slow the spread of COVID-19. Okay. And then, are there any other premises? Nope. There's a conclusion. Okay, so now notice here. You can't just write, not I have a duty. That doesn't make sense. And you could, and like I said, you couldn't get rid of the word not, because they really are saying, I do not have a duty. But if you get rid of the word not, then you're saying the opposite. I have a duty. So be careful. So here you would say, I do not. So here we had to add a word for the grammar, the syntax, to make sense. So there'll be very rare instances where you need to do that. Add a word because you eliminated something else that should be eliminated, but now you need to fix the syntax. This is an example of that. I do not have a duty to wear a, well, I'm kind of going under my label, don't want to contradict myself, not on purpose, sometimes I do, but not on purpose, to wear a mask. Okay, so look at all of these examples. These are great examples. We're going to work through some more, and in other examples, we will have instances where we will need to apply uniform language. Something I want to change here, right here, is that start with, we should say start with all and any premises. Okay, and I say that because of what happened right here. You should not have ever something like, in the reformat, I should never see something like premise, conclusion, premise. Always present the premises first and then the conclusion. This was stressed in the argument module. Okay, all right, we'll do a new video for argument 4, 5, and 6.